Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 31 of Civilization 5. We're still playing on Emperor difficulty as Portugal. Actually starting to build some spaceship parts now, which is going to be our intended victory type, mainly because I don't think there's any other way that we can realistically do it. The important thing is to try and get that victory before Arabia can become culturally influential over Egypt, or before Arabia or Korea can build the spaceship themselves, which I don't think there's too much problem of that happening, but we are going to have to be very careful. A couple of things since the last video. One of my viewers, Captain Flailing, did point out that if I actually got the rationalism finisher, it would give me a free tech, which is certainly worth it, because we are going to need a couple of extra techs before we can build all of the spaceship parts, so we definitely need to make sure we go for that next. Another thought that I did have, I am moving my sort of navy in position to try and deal with Arabia. The intent was to declare war on them at some point. I'm not convinced that it's a good idea. They do have nukes, which doesn't necessarily mean to say that they are going to use them, but if I go to war, they could. I'd sooner sit around here and keep an eye on them. They're not going to moan that I'm close to their borders, because it's actually how far away you are from the city, and these ships should be far enough away that it doesn't cause an awful lot of concern. But I definitely need to keep my eye on them. I'm not sure that going to war with them would actually help in any way, shape or form, so I'm going to leave that for the time being. What I would like to try and do, though, is get some money, go around to any city-states that they are allied with, particularly ones that give them culture, and see if I can, well, that's maritime, but if they've got any that give them culture, see if I can take them off them, because it would be really nice if I could actually get a decent amount of culture for free. Also, it means that I don't have to worry about whichever one of these cities it was, Florence, although I have Florence anyway, I did manage to get it, but I don't have to worry about losing trade routes, which is the big problem with going to war. So I guess I could start trading with them again, but I'll leave that for the time being. I do have 1,000 gold in the bank, so are there any city-states that I'd like to get? Yerevan, actually, I would like to get, although Egypt have a massive amount of influence over me on that one. 115... No one's actually allied with Antananarivo at all in this game, with the look of things. 112, 217, 84, 109, 195. So, as no one is allied with Antananarivo, let's go ahead and give them 1,000 gold. That instantly makes us allies. That'll give us some porcelain, which does put us into positive happiness. Because, of course, we're not being helped out by the fact that we have a different ideology from everybody else. It does make it a little bit different for other players to get culturally influential with us, because as usual I haven't put out much culture on this particular game. Salt for wine, we had it going before, so we'll keep it going. Of course we don't want to fall in... we think I've got some positive happiness back now, so that's not too bad. Maybe we just finished a construction there, I'm not too sure, or maybe that was from the deal. Either way, we do want to try and stay in positive happiness. We want to try and get as much extra science out as possible. We also need to work out here who is at war with who. It does seem like we've got city-states fighting with each other. Maybe I can go and do some damage to Kaisel. So who owns Kaisel? Kaisel's currently neutral. So Kaisel is allied with Arabia. So I can't really go and attack Kaisel. That's not a good idea. Not sure why Manila haven't peaced out with them, or why Arabia hasn't peaced out. It's a little bit strange, but we'll leave that as it is. We got in a bit of a growth spurt in all of our cities because we've acquired salt. That's not going to be all that good, considering that we're going to start running out of happiness again. Gao has finished its barracks, so we could start working on some of these other spaceship parts. They are going to take quite a bit of time. We don't have a spaceship factory here or anything at all along those routes. We don't have a massive amount of production here either, so is it worth trying to build the spaceship parts here? Who knows? Let's have a look at my cities, actually, and see where our best production is. So, sort by production. Gao is not my highest production city. It's in the wrong order, isn't it, there? So, Lisbon, Palenque and Braga, and then Thebes. Yeah, Gao's actually my lowest production city, so it's not worth building anything there at all. What we could do, though, for Gao, is we could try and build something there to increase its production. We've certainly got enough aluminium to try and get ourselves a hydro plant. Or is it worth just getting these happiness buildings and just leave it making happiness buildings? There's not an awful lot else that it can do that is very useful. I think we'll keep these units around here. We have a worker. You have finished the section of railroad that you were doing. I guess, are we close enough to do a lumber mill here? 1, 2, 3. I guess so. So let's go ahead and do that. You guys may as well build a lumber mill there, because why not? Let's go on to the next turn. Again, it's probably going to be a few turns of just housekeeping, because we are just waiting for techs to finish researching and buildings to finish being built. We are going to have to switch some of these cities over to science focus very soon, because we do want to make sure that we get all of the techs required to build the spaceship parts before we run out of turns. We are coming up to the last 100 possible turns of the game, so we do definitely need to keep an eye on that. And of course, we could also get declared on. There's every possibility that the AI, particularly Egypt, could declare war. Although, last time I checked, they were at war with Arabia. I think they still are, although it is a bit of a cold war at the moment. Another 3 turns, and we should get another social policy, which means we will get a free tech, or be able to choose a free tech, which is going to be quite nice. Porto has finished the military academy. That helps with the happiness a little bit more. We could go and get an arsenal. We could go and get a stadium. Not bad science output here, though, to be quite honest. Could we do anything... Right, what would we get there? 25%. Well, 25% of our production is only an extra 11 or 12. So it's not really worth it all that much. 1284... Yeah, to 1296. So we'd only get an extra 12 science per turn by doing it here. So it isn't really worth it. So let's go ahead and build... In fact, what I want to do here... And I've changed my mind... is we're just going to get out another submarine, just in case there are Arabian submarines around. We may need it in the future. I'd sooner prepare for it now. We've got that railroad built here. What I'm going to do, just to save a little bit of money, I'm just going to get my workers to go and remove these roads that are between here and Alexandria, and also probably this road that runs up to Memphis, because we don't need that anymore and we are paying maintenance for it. As soon as the public school is built in Thebes, I think I might annex it and then just sort of work it manually. We can go ahead and build the other buildings in there we need, so we will leave that for now. You guys have finished there, which is quite nice. Let's go over here next to Elephantine, because we could build a trading post and get a little bit of science from that. Got some production in Palenque for clearing a forest, so that's all good. We're actually doing okay on the tourism now. I'm not terribly convinced that that's actually going to help us in the long run. It would be nice if we could get rid of some of that ideology pressure, but as we're the only people with... did I go order or autocracy? I can't remember now. I'm the only person with autocracy. Wow, look at the tourism output from Arabia. 1,137. That is very bad. Very, very bad. Still says they're 98 turns away from being culturally dominant, culturally influential over Egypt. But still, that is very, very bad. So they only have one more person to get, and that is Egypt. And I haven't helped matters by taking Egypt's capital. I really don't think there's an awful lot I could do, short of trying to take Arabia's capital. Not necessarily going to help me. Tikal has finished its production there. 26 turns for the SS booster. We are going to need to build several more, so let's go ahead and do that. Coimbra has finished the arsenal. Let's go ahead and build another booster there. Palenque, you can build the third one. Assign delegates. We actually have the most votes now, oddly enough. 39 needed for world leader, so we can't actually win, but let's go and vote for ourselves anyway. I guess we could just try and save up enough money and backdoor a diplomatic victory. It seems a little bit cheesy, but hey, a win's a win. I'm not going to complain. So we need to go and take the rest of these roads out. Of course, we do have the problem that there are far too many city-states with massive gaps in the amount of influence some of the other civs have with them, so I very much doubt we'd be able to buy enough of them to get that sort of victory, but we'll do what we can. I mean, I said I would play this game through to the finish, win or lose. I actually think I've done quite well considering how bad I started off, and let's be honest, this playthrough has been well below optimal. I've made many mistakes from the very beginning. Even as recently as a few videos, I've still been making mistakes. It's been far from the best playthrough that I have ever done. So, losing grasp on Milan. Arabia is now the ally of Milan. No world leader chosen, which we expected. Manila. How much are they? By 4. Have some gold. You can be back to mine. There we go. Because they've got uranium, and we prefer not necessarily giving that to Arabia where possible. Click to propose. I don't think there's an awful lot we can do to Arabia. Is there anything useful here? I guess we could unban crab, because I do have crab, and it would be nice to have that little bit of extra happiness. You're going to go ahead and get that uranium connected up. That will help things out tremendously. You guys are still removing these roads. On to the next turn. So I guess all we can do is just try and keep our eye on Arabia. Just watch very carefully what they're doing and just hope we can get this spaceship built or get enough money for a diplomatic victory before they manage to become culturally influential over Egypt. I really don't think there's anything I can do to them militaristically. I might be able to take out Medina. I mean, I probably can take out Medina because I have enough battleships and a destroyer around here. Taking out Medina wouldn't be terribly difficult, but then actually getting into Mecca and being able to take away their tourism output, that is what is going to be difficult. Definitely need to keep my eye on this. Still 98 turns, so it's not too bad at the moment. As long as we can keep them at war, so they're not getting the bonus for the trade routes, we should be okay. There's no guarantee they're going to stay at war, though. So let's go ahead and get that rationalism finisher. That gives us a free tech. Not an awful lot that we can choose from here because I didn't time it particularly well. However, we will need penicillin anyway. Yeah, that's not particularly great, is it? Because I should have waited until one of these was done. So it's 1,250, but we've already half researched it anyway. So that only needs another 4,000 or something. This one requires, what, 7,000. So we probably better go for penicillin. It's a shame that we hadn't finished that, actually. Oh, well, we did need to do it because we need to be able to do that to get ecology into all these to particle physics. So we are getting there. It will take some time, but we are getting there. We now have penicillin, which means we can now build marines. We don't really need them, but we've got the option to do that anyway. Braga's finished its stadium. What do we need here at Braga? I guess we could try and get this oil. We could sneak out an easy one-turn workboat. That's not a problem. Gao has finished the armory. We can actually have another trade route, but I'd prefer to have a ship than anything else. Can we do anything here that would help us out? Military Academy would give us some more happiness. Happiness isn't really that much of a problem now. That's the wrong thing. I always click on the wrong thing. I'm literally going to be checking these screens almost every single turn now, just to make sure that it was still in this revolutionary wave. Just to make sure that we can beat this. Yeah, it still says 98 turns. And that's good. See, they're influential over myself now as well. So this isn't good at all, really. Why are they still getting plus 31 with me? Oh, because we have that diplomat. Well, it's not going to make a lot of difference, I suppose. That it's all down to Egypt. I can't believe how much tourism they have. They must have a massive number of great works in their capital. But I just don't see any easy way I could take their capital out. And especially as they have... I mean, I could go and drop a nuke on the capital. That would certainly work. Can we actually get close enough off the coast to drop a nuke? Potentially we could. We could go and build an aircraft carrier and put a couple of nukes on it. We could sit over here and just drop it on Mecca. It's not a terrible idea. I might actually keep that in mind as a backup plan. Yes, I definitely think that's going to be a backup plan here. Railroad has been stolen. Not to worry too much about that. Choose production. Braga's finished the workboat, so you can go ahead and get the other cargo ship. That workboat can go and connect up that oil, because that'll give us a lot of production on that tile. You guys have built that trading post. That is fantastical. Why don't you go and build another one up here? Let's have a quick look at the tile management. That's quite a nice tile, so we'll carry on working that. Definitely want that as it's improved. Anything else that you could be working? No, you need to grow a little bit first. 5 turns until a new citizen is born, and then we could potentially put somebody in some of these trading posts. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Although you don't really need the production. I guess we could go in there and just get the science for now. That's not too bad an idea. So let's go on to the next turn. Clearing a forest just created 15 production for Braga. 2 turns away from completing computers. So I'm going to need to build at least 1 aircraft carrier and get a couple of nukes on it. It would still be quite difficult to actually take Mecca. What I should also do as well, possibly, is build an airport in Thebes. Because at least if I'm going to let it finish that research lab now. If I buy an airport, I can actually then capture via boat Medina. If it doesn't already have an airport when I capture it, build one there and then ship my units over to it, though it is very risky. And I don't know where their 2 nukes have gone, because they're not on these aircraft carriers anymore, so that is a little bit worrying. I guess you can go ahead and build the carrier. That's not too much of a problem. I don't really care about it having upgrades on it or not. That's not an issue. Yeah, we definitely want that for the production. That will be nice when it is finished, so we will lock that in. Yeah, I guess we don't need to worry too much about growth. The production there's nice. That's a nice tile. Yeah, most of these tiles are pretty nice. Do we really want to try and grow it anymore? Niger Gold is nice as well. I think that's okay, actually. That's not too bad. This worker, what were you doing? I think you just built a lumber mill there, didn't you? Yes, you did. So, what do we do now? I guess we could actually do the opposite with you and move you up here to go and remove these roads, even though there's only 2 patches it needs doing. Let's go ahead and get rid of that road then. And you guys, trading post. Definitely getting to the point now where workers are getting a little bored. Don't have a lot left for them to do. Does that actually have a pasture there? No, for some very strange reason. Let's go ahead and do that. Cargo ship has been completed. What's our best cargo route at the moment? Assuming that we're probably not going to go to war with Arabia, then our best cargo route would be Braga to Nukahiva. So let's go ahead. We are at Braga, actually, so let's just go by highest gold and go to Nukahiva. Gives us a little bit of science as well. 1 turn away from researching computers. Still got a unit that needs orders there. That's typical. That is you guys. You're going to remove that road. There we go. All saves us a little bit of gold per turn. It's not a massive amount, but it all helps. Friendly trade route is plundered. Well, it's not one of mine. There's Egypt moving quite a lot of aircraft around. Moving a lot of aircraft into Alexandria then. I'm wondering if they are deciding they might want to go to war with us again at some point. Wales for cocoa. Yep, let's keep this going. Let's just try and keep Arabia happy if we can for now. Rather not tick them off. I do need to, again, really keep my eye on every single turn to see if we can actually get this scientific victory before they manage to get a cultural victory, because they are so close right now. City-state's taking quite a long time to process their turns there. Not too sure what's going on. Shouldn't really be any or many barbarians around, so that shouldn't be taking too long either. So it's obviously just the... just being slow. There we go. Computers has been researched. We've got ourselves our new submarine, so it'll be Wolfpack 2, and we will start to move you out towards Arabian territory. Got another pagoda. Fantastic. Culture overview. Influenced by player. 93 turns. It's speeding up a little bit, but I think for the time being we are still good. Choose production at Porto, because we've finished that submarine. Can we actually build nukes yet? Or nuclear missile? Oh, we don't have the Manhattan Project yet. There we go. 13 turns for the Manhattan Project. Let us And we could just go ahead and build that at Lisbon, I suppose. The Great Firewall. Do we need the Great Firewall? It'd be nice to get the Great Firewall. Let's build the Manhattan Project here, and then we'll try and build the Great Firewall in Lisbon when it's finished with the SS Cockpit, because I don't think we'll be able to build any of the other spaceship parts yet. We can't build spaceship factories yet either. Speaking of which, did we actually get our free spaceship factory then? Because we did build the Hubble Space Telescope, which gives you a free spaceship factory in the city it was built. But as we don't have them unlocked, did we actually get one? Not sure how that works. Yeah, we did get us a free spaceship factory, so we do have one. Okay. Nice to be able to build more, though. You workers, you were removing those roads, weren't you? There's a couple more here that you can get rid of, actually. So let's go ahead and do that. Unit needs orders. You've done that. And now I'm really stuck for things for you to do. Might just start disbanding some of these workers now. I think I have... probably a few too many. It'll give us a bit of gold in the tank, and it'll also mean we save a little bit on maintenance costs. Do we have any city-states that we can flip? Most of the ones that I don't have influence over have massive amounts of influence on other people. We've lost Vilnius there, actually. Let's go ahead and just get the 20. That's fine. Might be able to get Kaisel. So potentially give that a go. Cargo ship here. You just carry on to Nukahiva, I suppose. On to the next turn. I'm still very worried that I'm not going to be able to get a victory in time. I'm only... what, 528 points behind the top AI in score now. So I think we've done awfully well to climb up off the bottom. Being denounced by Korea. Don't really care about that. You're buying sugar offers. Would you by any chance be willing to give us any more? No, you wouldn't be willing to give us 5. Would you be willing to give us 4? No, you're such a tightwad. All that money you have. 13,000 gold. Okay. I'll take the 3. I'm not sure why Arabia needs to be cheap with 13,000 gold in the bank. Leventa election rigged. So even if I do want to use my plan to go and nuke Mecca, I can't actually do that until I research the Manhattan Project, which is a bit of a pain. But we'll carry on as best we can. As soon as this turn finishes processing, I'm going to call that the end to the video, because we've been going on over the 20-minute mark now. So nothing particularly important has happened. We need a new automatic face selection because we can't build any more pagodas, which is fine. But one thing I will do before I forget is I'm going to go into Thebes now. They're working on a market. We're going to go in here. We're going to annex the city. We have got the happiness to deal with that. And we are going to go in and we are going to build ourselves a courthouse. It's only one turn to build that, and then we can start building some other stuff manually. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you are still enjoying Civilization 5, and I'll see you on the next video. So, until then, goodbye for now.